Welcome to Trent Jones Live. I am Trent Jones, if you couldn't figure that out on your own. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos, so I gotta get used to talking on camera again. This is a channel, Trent Jones Live, where I'm learning to get comfortable talking. I just hit record, start talking, work through some stuff, share stuff with you. Hopefully you can engage with me on YouTube. We can have conversation in the comments. I don't know, but I'm working towards the point that I can do some live, YouTube live sessions and, talk with you guys and interact. Anyway, I'm glad to be here. Glad you're here. I want to talk today about Scotch, one of the things I like talking about and sharing on this channel. And I've got some Scotch back here, but I'm guessing based on what is more prominent and what definitely doesn't blend in with backgrounds, we'll say. What really stands out on shelves, very good marketing. I'm actually not going to be talking about that today. We're going to be talking about this. This is the Bruichladdich Classic Laddie. And to be truthful about it, I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time. I just have such a hard time getting myself to do YouTube videos. And I have a video production company. I do video production for a living. And I feel like I have stuff to offer, but when I get in front of the camera, I just don't want to share and talk and offer up what I have. But I feel like I have stuff that's valuable and worth sharing, both in my professional world, my professional life. My company is called Glowfire, Glowfire Creative on YouTube, if you want to go check it out. But then I've got this site to talk, this YouTube channel to talk about me and to talk about whiskey and to just share some other parts of my life. But I feel more comfortable behind the camera than in front of the camera. Though I don't mind talking in front of people. It's kind of weird. Like when I have an audience in front of me, I feel like I'm better off. Maybe I just need to picture that there are hundreds of people listening to me right now, because obviously there will be, because this is the YouTube video that's going to make me huge, right? This is the one. This is the one. You're going to share it. You're going to like it. So I know that this is it for me. Like, the sky's the limit. Yeah. So anyway, I'm working on getting more comfortable. So thank you for tagging along with me on that journey. Hopefully at some point I can do some lives. We can interact with each other. But for now, we've got a recorded episode where I literally hit record. I'm just going to talk, and that way I'm learning to get more comfortable talking with you guys. So yeah, we've got the Bruichladdich Classic Laddie here. And I paused for a second to like kind of smile, smirk like this, so that I could get a still frame. Industry secrets. I've wanted to talk about this one for a while. I've just struggled to get myself to film YouTube videos, and I've needed to, because this is literally all that was left in this bottle. So I don't know. Here's another still. But yeah, look at that. I got to get it in front of my face because my autofocus. See how much viscosity there is, how like those legs are on this. This definitely has a lot of texture due to the fact that it is non-chill filtered. This is a non-age stated whiskey. It is from the Bruichladdich distillery, which I believe is 25 years old now. This is nowhere close to a 25-year-old Scotch. This is probably about 8 years old-ish, somewhere in there. It is 50% alcohol by volume, which I believe most, if not all, of Bruichladdich stuff is. And which is great. That means it's not watered down. It's not kind of weakened by adding water, so that people that don't appreciate the qualities of whiskey, they just want to drink it like in a mixed drink or something like that, which there's no wrong way to drink whiskey. There's generally no wrong way to drink whiskey. But yeah, for people that want to like dig deeper into whiskey and be able to like pull flavors and smells and experience out of it, having a higher, stronger proof whiskey is amazing because that's how it's going to amplify the flavor. It's not the water. Sorry about that. That's my ring. This is turning into an ASMR video. Maybe that will help it out on YouTube. YouTube ASMR. YouTube ASMR. Sorry. YouTube hacking. I was talking about the ABV. So, yeah, 50% ABV. It's not the water that holds the flavor. It's the alcohol. It's the whiskey itself. And in the casks, as the spirit is sitting there aging, it's at a much higher percent alcohol by the time they pull it out of the barrel, but they often add water. Sometimes that's to make it more suitable to people who don't appreciate whiskey straight. Sometimes that's to make the distillery more money because they can stretch the alcohol, stretch the spirit out, and fill more bottles with it. There's lots of reasons why. But again, having a higher alcohol by volume percentage really amplifies the flavor. This is also non-chill filtered, which is important. That's why this, if I were to roll this glass around and then hold this back up to the camera here, gotta cover my face, sorry. There we go. I'm learning how to do this better. That you can see all of the legs in that. That's because this is not chill filtered. This is a quality presentation. This presents the whiskey the way it should be. It's not chill filtered. Chill filtered kind of smooths it out and like pulls out flavor and texture. And it really diminishes the experience of tasting a whiskey. But it's more suitable and palatable for people that don't care so much about drinking, enjoying Scotch, especially a single malt Scotch. They just want to put it in a cocktail or they're just pounding it down. But people that really appreciate whiskey don't drink to just drink a lot. I would encourage you to drink responsibly, especially being conscious of health. We should be intentional about our health. My hair what's going on here? It's been a long day, and I'm not totally prepared for this video, if you can't tell. If you enjoy whiskey, the goal isn't to just get drunk or to get hammered. The point is to enjoy it, to be able to enjoy the experience, pulling out the flavors, pulling out the smells. And that's what we're doing with this Bruichladdich, the Classic Laddie. This is a reasonably priced bottle of Scotch. It's probably, I'm in Chicagoland. It's probably, I didn't do this research. Let's see here. At my local store, where I were to buy this, again, there's a very famous, a very big chain in Chicagoland liquor store. And it is it's $45 a bottle in my area for a 50% non-chill filtered, non-colored, uncolored. So that is the color. That's what it actually looks like out of the cask, which is super cool. So you can tell that it's a lighter color. This is definitely primarily bourbon casks, but there's actually a good amount of cask influence in here. It's not just light colored. There's some depth to it as well. And yeah, so we really ideally want a single malt Scotch to be higher at 46% or higher alcohol by volume. We want it to be non-chill filtered, unchill filtered, and we want it to have no color added, uncolored. That's when they add food coloring to make it look darker, because kind of like with chill filtration is done so that it looks a certain way and it has a consistency and texture. It doesn't differ at all, and it strips away flavors. But it's also done because when you add water, it gets a little bit cloudy, and I guess they think that consumers will think that's bad. I don't like to call people consumers, but there are people that just consume Scotch, and there are a lot of brands, most of the big famous brands, that are tailoring their stuff to the people that it's like mass consumer, mass appeal, because they want to make money, which I guess making money isn't bad. I guess making money isn't bad. I mean, I'd like this channel to make money at some point. So maybe it's just bad when other people do it. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I've wanted to talk about this one for a while. This is, I think, maybe one of the best value scotches on the market. It is delightful. It's from the Bruichladdich distillery, 25-year-old distillery. They opened in 20 in I guess that's 2000 or 2001. And yeah, they had just opened up and started releasing stuff. And so they're still a relatively young distillery. They are on the Isle of Islay, which is very famous or infamous, depending how you feel about peat. It's an island known for smoky peaty whiskeys. That's Lefroy. That's Ardbeg. That is Lagavulin. There are lots of peated scotches coming from Islay. It's the world capital for peated scotch. But the Bruichladdich distillery does some peated stuff, but they also do unpeated stuff, and this is one of the non-peated offerings. I actually have it looked up here. If you type in the code, there's a code on the back of every bottle, and I have the website pulled up here. And you can actually see lots of information about what goes into this bottle. So according to this website, this bottle, this, by the way, is the, what year is this? This is the 2022 edition. I bought it about this time last year. So I've had it for a while, spent some time with it. I think it's important to spend time with bottles before I share them with you, because I need to understand them. I need to spend time with them to get to know them. Whiskey's not something, the thing I love about whiskey is it takes time. The most important element, ultimately, the thing that whiskey can't go without, this spirit can't go without, is time. If you don't have time, it can't be this. No matter if you switched out materials and you called it whiskey, it wouldn't. Like, the thing that matters is the time. And when you're drinking it, when you're smelling it, when you're sharing it with friends, like, spending time instead of just rushing through it makes a big difference. It makes a significant difference when you can spend time with things. And it's like in a relationship, sometimes you have someone that you start dating and you're like, they're amazing, but then you spend time with them and then you begin to realize, like, oh, maybe they're not as amazing as I thought they were. Or sometimes you have a bad first impression and you think, oh, they're not great. And then the more you get to know them, the more you begin to, like, pick out things about them that make them unique and special. Scotch is exactly like that. If you rush through a bottle to just drink it, you're not able to enjoy it in the same way. And that's why we want to spend time. So I also needed to drink it because there was very little left in the bottle, and I can't leave this much in the bottle. I have smaller bottles in the mail. They were supposed to be here today. They're delayed now. They should be here tomorrow. That I would have loved to have put, this into one of the smaller ones, but I need to get rid of it because you don't want it to sit with too much oxygenation happening. So yeah, that's why I wanted to get this one filmed. But also too, it's delicious. I just wanted to enjoy it, and it's a hot day today. It's about 80 degrees here today, which you wouldn't be able to tell by what I'm wearing. It's cold in the house, so. But yeah, this is a coastal salty. It's from Islay. It's not smoky, but it's got all that island. All that sea air and salty savoriness and all that. So yeah, I just wanted to share it with you, and I wanted to finish the bottle, and I figured, why not? Let's go for it. So yeah, what else was I going to tell you about this bottle really quick? This bottle has how many different, let me see here. It has how many casks? Like dozens of casks. This is a vatting of 83 casks, 4 vintages, 6 barley types, and 13 cask types. 13 cask types. So bourbon, sherry, PX cask, PX cask, rum cask. Like there have to be, yeah, French oak hogshead, first fill bourbon, French oak hogshead, bourbon barrels, second fill, first fill, Spain sherry butt, um, French Pauillac, Cabernet Sauvignon casks, Merlot, more bourbon, Oloroso. Okay, so I guess there isn't any rum in here. Spanish wine. There's a lot going into this, and this bottle is it was designed. You know what? Let's get to the smelling. I'll tell you a little bit more about it after we do some smelling. So, on the nose, it's like right up front. It's not smoky. It's not a peated whiskey, but there's that sea salt like right away. It's very coastal and bright and like salt in your nose. You know how when you're at the beach and like the salt hits you in the face? It's kind of like that. There's a floralness to it. There's like wildflowers or like it's not wildflowers per se, but like meadowy flowers. There's some mint in here. Like why if you're like we're running through a field with flowers and meadow like grass, like you're in a meadow with grass. And there's wild mint. Like there's a little bit of mint in there. Apples. Um, Apples like orchardy, like there's trees with fruit as you're running through the meadow. Apples and some pears and some a little bit of citrus, like a little lemon or a lime maybe. Yeah, there's vanilla from all the bourbon casks, but it's like a sweet bourbon or like a sweet vanilla. A little bit of oak. It's not lots, but there's some oak in there as well. It's malty for sure. Like there's a good malty punch behind it too. Actually, malty is probably one of the salty, malty. Yeah. Um, so I want to give that a second before I do a taste. Just want to talk about this. So even if you pick up the Classic Laddie and it's not the same batch as mine, I don't know if the batches are. It doesn't say on here like years. Like it only gives me the information for mine. Um, and I'm not sure if they only release one a year. Most likely they only release um, one edition a year. So this probably is the one bottle. This is the one bottle in 2022. So I'm assuming that the ratio of barrels that are used in here in this bottling, it's probably all the same for 2022. So, but over time this changes, and they actually talk about it. Bruichladdich Distillery talks about how it's not intentionally designed to be um, the same every year. It's a philosophy. They're showing off their philosophy, which is using. They're very intentional and very open. They share lots of information, much more information than many distilleries share. Their philosophy of openness and like giving you lots of information and telling you all like different types of casks that go into that. Again, what does it say? 83 different types of casks and 4 vintages, 4 years go into this. And so over every year, every batch is a little bit different. And that's I've only had this batch, but I've tried another batch, and they're like very similar but different in some ways. So I feel like maybe year by year you might pick one up and not like it as much as the year before, but you might like the following year more than the year you have right now. But for I don't remember what I said the price was, but for like $45 or something like that, it's definitely worth like keeping up with to just see how it's changing. And it's not bad. None of it is bad. It's actually delicious. If you like it less one year, don't like be done with it. Like, come back to it. Give it some time because it will shift over time, and that's kind of the point of this bottle. So I just want to say, unless you have the exact same batch number that I have, same batch year, it's not going to be the same for you, and that's actually kind of cool. You have to. It may be a little bit different when you nose and taste it than what I have. But yeah, let's do the Bruichladdich Classic Laddie on the palate. It's definitely a young whiskey. It's probably 8 years old-ish, give or take. But it's likely some younger than 8 years mixed in there with it. But I bet 8 is where it sits. There's probably not much older than 8 in this. I'll just say that. However, because it's got that youth, it's like a punch. It's like a good punch. It's strong and intense. It's also at 50%, which is a little strong. And that like adds further punch to it. I'm actually going to see if I can add a touch of water here. I'm doing it off camera, maybe. Oh, actually, I'm not. I'm doing it on camera. It's very embarrassing because I shouldn't be using this big glass for it, but see if I can get a couple drops. Yeah, that's great. Just a couple drops in there, kind of roll it around. Maybe the water will open up a little bit. You'll be able to get a little bit more of the flavors out of it once the water has let it open up a touch. But yeah, it's got a punch, and because of that punch, it's literally like sea spray, like I was talking about on the nose, where you're at the beach and you first walk out there and you get hit with wind of salt. It's like that. There's like a saltiness in that too, and a mineralness. It's like kind of like slate a little bit, or like stones. If you were to like the taste, the Scotch and whiskey is weird. You can taste things that don't taste good in real life or don't smell good in real life, and they taste good. I don't know how to explain it differently than that. I'm working on that. My wife thinks I'm crazy, but that's worth noting. That like when I say this is like if you were to get some stones from the shore and put them in your mouth, it's what it would taste like. That like mineral rockiness. Salty mineral sea spray air. On the nose, it's definitely mellowed out a little bit just from those little drops of water, that little bit of water. Now there's not much Scotch in here. It's a very small dram, but yeah, when you put water in it, it starts to open it up a little bit more and create space for some of those different flavors and smells to come out. I think this tones down a little bit of the punch of the saltiness, and it's bringing out a little bit more of the sweetness now. Maybe a little bit more of the dampness. There's like it's not really a funk, but maybe the tiniest hint of like a cheesiness. Scotch can have this like cheesy lactic thing to it. And actually, I've got a bottle of the Bruichladdich 18-year-old here. At some point, I'll do a review of this. So it's the two of these guys. But this 18-year-old from Bruichladdich has time. It's aged. It's definitely, I believe this is only in, let's see if it says on this bottle. It may not say on this bottle. This definitely does not have nearly as many casks at play as this. Not nearly as many. So this is a lot more directed flavor. This is a little bit more encompassing. And this has a cheesy lactic funk to it, to where it's like, yeah, kind of cheesy. It's weird, but I really like it, and that like cheesiness kind of goes with that salty sea air. This doesn't. This maybe has the tiniest little hint of that lactic funk. Let's see if I can pick that up on the palate. This is second taste. Just in the background, wow, it's got a long finish. It like coats the inside of your mouth. It's that not unchill filtered. Coats the inside of your mouth. Leaves a little bit of oak on the sides of your tongue, and just a salty sea. It's not. Maybe there's a little bit of. There might be a little bit of. Excuse me. What are the things you eat? The seaweed. There might be a touch of seaweed. I mean, you don't really eat seaweed except for like little snack packs. Excuse me. But yeah, there may be a little bit of seaweed, but it's not like sea plants. It's just like kind of a hint in there, and there's that a tiny hint of a cheesiness, and then yeah, it's got this like mineralness. It's got that long finish. There's a little bit of sugar in there, a little bit of like vanilla, um, kind of leaning into the fruits a little bit, so it makes it a little bit. I don't know if it's honey, but there's something about like the fruit mixed in with the sweet. Um, yeah, let's do another taste here. A little toasted oak. There's a touch. There's nutmeg, but not in a sharp way, like baked nutmeg. Maybe a bit of cinnamon, but not the spicy end of cinnamon. The like deeper end of cinnamon. I guess like a baked cinnamon. Um, that's kind of on the background though. That's not up front. Up front is like clean sea spray. Um, yeah, that's actually really good. Yeah, like a butter, like a little bit of a butteriness too. That kind of goes with the lactic, um, cheesy vibe a little bit too. Let's see if this shows how long I've been filming. Wow, this video is way too long. I need to be done with this. So, uh, yeah, thank you for spending time watching this video. Hopefully it's helpful. I would rate this bottle at, let's say, I'm going to say like an 86, 87, somewhere in there. I don't know if I have to have an exact number, 86, 87-ish, anywhere in that range. Um, I would say uh, it's definitely on the young side, so I would probably say 86. When you get into some of the older ages, it's a little bit more rounded, a little bit more put together, a little bit more integrated. And the fact that this is so many casks means it's kind of all over the place. But it's really brought together in a way that I think works really well. So I would say this is absolutely worth trying for, in my market, $45. This actually might be one of the best value, one of the most value brands, one of the best value brands for single malt Scotch anywhere. This might be it. So yeah, I would encourage you to give it a shot. And yeah, hopefully that's helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.